And we're back.
We're back. All three of us at the same time. That's overwhelming, I think.
It's a trio.
Wow. Thank you all so much for joining us. I know people are probably coming in right now. If you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, or if you're catching us later on any of those channels or archived on our website, thank you for joining us for our very first episode of What's Happening Live. We are What's Happening Live right now. And my name is Rob Weiner. I'm one of the founders and deputy director at Farmers Alley Theater. And to my virtual, I don't know, left or right, I'm not sure what's going on here, is my brother, Adam Weiner, the executive director of Farmers
Season
Alley
two,
Theater.
Season 2, baby.
That's right.
Season 2, Farmers Alley Theater at Home. Season premiere.
That's right.
Remember when you would get the fall TV preview of Entertainment Weekly and open that up? That's what this is. Very exciting.
Awesome. Yes, you're right. This is your online interactive fall TV preview issue of Farmers Alley Theater. And I also want to introduce our artistic director, rocking the Fleet Street t-shirt there.
It's very cool.
Koch.
Thank you, Rob, and hello, viewers. Yeah, this t-shirt is from a good friend of mine and of the theater, Mr. Hal Hobson. He knows how much I love Sweeney Todd by the wonderful Stephen Sondheim. And so yeah, I thought I'd rock it out tonight, and it pertains to something that we're going to talk about later, doesn't it, Rob?
It does so. If you want to get on the conversation, we're so glad you're here. Make sure if you want to comment below that you join us through StreamYard.com/Facebook. And make sure that you're able to join us. If you're here, say hi. We're so excited to reconnect with you for the fall of 2020. And before we announce all of our exciting at-home and online content that we've got coming for the fall of 2020, just want to catch up with Adam and Jeremy here, as if I haven't seen them every day for the last month or so, either in life or in my phone. How you doing, guys? How's the school year starting for your kids? How's everything doing? Adam.
I keep thinking. Go ahead.
Go, Adam.
I keep thinking of from our very first show, A Few Good Men. And I said this here, there's a point where Tom Cruise, maybe it's in the movie, says, "Take the deal, Harold. It's 6 months. It's a hockey season. Don't worry." He's trying to please. 6 months. And I used to think that was a really long time, but now it still was a long time, but it seems to have gone like that. But, trying to adapt, trying to pivot and make sense of this new world. I brought a sample of what's been keeping me a little bit sane. I have a little Lego here that's been, I have many more of these little things, but that's been something I've been doing, I guess.
Yes. And I know that our kids are back in person to school in a very safe manner. Jared, how are your kids doing with online schooling?
They're making it work. I mean, they've got their desks and their laptops, their Chromebooks, and the teacher's doing a really great job trying to make it interesting and interactive. And for the most part, it's been working pretty well for them.
Great. We've all been adapting so much since COVID hit back in March. And I just wanted to sort of go through and before we get to all of our future programs, talk about what we've been doing the last 6 months at Farmers Alley Theater. If you haven't been following along with us, the governor's stay-at-home order began, I think, right on opening night, right around for Lost in Yonkers.
Yeah, almost March 23rd was the stay-at-home, but
mm-hmm. And so unfortunately, we had to postpone that show. But in its wake, we were able to do some really amazing things online to stay connected with you, our audience, with a lot of really cool free content. We started up the Farmers Alley Theater at Home programming here for you with shows like Broadway Battles, the Koch Corner, Tech Tuesdays, some of those inside looks into what we do at Farmers Alley Theater and what tremendous artists inspire us and that we've worked with. We had an amazing fundraiser in May called The Sun is Gonna Shine. And we're so thankful for everyone who continued to support Farmers Alley Theater during this difficult time. We had online cast reunions and trivia nights that were a lot of fun. And we were really excited this past month in August to collaborate with Face Off Theater and the Black Arts and Cultural Center, of course, for Three Little Birds, which performed for free, safe and socially distant at LaCrone Park in Bronson in August. And those are just some highlights, as well as, Jeremy, I know you've been bringing live theater to people's homes throughout the summer as well. I don't know if you want to touch on that and anything else that I mentioned back there.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the other thing I was going to say is that, it's obviously a difficult time, but we look for those silver linings. And one silver lining, and I know for the three of us and for a lot of people at home, is extra family time, right? And so it's been great to have time with Deneen and Jason and Carly and Kathy. I mean, the five of us have been pretty inseparable. So that's been really, really nice. And three of us have been taking some Broadway musical songs into the front yards and driveways and backyards of some of our patrons. We're doing a thing called Backyard Broadway, and we bring speakers and microphones, and my laptop is the orchestra, and we sing along to some karaoke tracks. But it's been really well received. People have been feeling like they finally get some live entertainment, and we do it just like Three Little Birds, safe and socially distanced. We're far enough away from them, they're far enough away from each other. We wear masks except for when we're singing, for setup and takedown. So it's really been a way to bring some live performing back to our patrons.
It's been so cool. You've been able to like curate the performances sometimes.
Yeah.
Complete transparency. Jeremy worked my kid's birthday party a few weeks ago. No, it was great. So he did like all these Disney songs, and they love Jason and Carly too. So it worked out. It was so much fun, and I'm so glad you're able to do it with your kids. I think. That's
I asked the patron, do you have any favorite Broadway shows or Broadway songs, that I could maybe do for you? And most of the time I can accommodate. So hopefully Jonah and Margot like the songs that we did for them. I did a rap. Jason beatboxed, and I did a rap for Jonah and Margot.
Birthday rap. It was fantastic.
By your reaction, I can tell you enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah.
And
we could talk about everything that's happened in the past forever, but I know people are here excited about hearing what's happening in the future. And again, I mean, everything that from these shows that we've had online to Three Little Birds outside in the theater, we've been trying to do everything we can to keep connected with our audience, and we're really excited for what we've got coming up here in the fall of 2020. And so we've got some some old favorite shows coming back for Farmers Alley Theater at Home Season 2, and some new shows as well. So why don't we take a little look at what's coming up, Farmers Alley Theater at Home Season 2.
Oh. Now,
some pretty cool stuff there.
That's a lineup, folks. That's like must-see TV right there.
That's right.
So, we've got some old shows coming up from last season that will be premiering actually starting this weekend. So, Adam, I don't know first if you want to talk a little bit about what Broadway Battles is and your show this day.
Would you say that Broadway Battles is like our flagship program?
Sure, yeah.
I guess is probably one of our oldest, because we did it in audio form, right, beforehand, in podcast form, before we brought it to Farmers Alley Theater at Home.
And we did a live version, I remember, one time after a show.
That's right.
And that was a lot of fun as well. I had a live audience voting for who won.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Well, Broadway Battles is, we bring three contestants on, and we have a theme of the week, whether it's a certain composer or centered around a holiday. And we ask three questions, and they battle it out in terms of like who has the best argument, who can convince the host, whether that's me or Jeremy or Rob. It's a lot of fun. And the last one that I was in was really, I felt really informative and thoughtful and poignant. And it can be fun at times, and it also can be really cathartic at times as well. So I'm really excited for this Sunday, because we're bringing one of the best for the season premiere theme, and that's Stephen Sondheim. So all the questions are going to be about Stephen Sondheim and his shows, and our lineup is, yeah, there he is. And he can be boasting again because his wife and his brother-in-law will be contestants, Denimule Koch and her brother, Brian, live from New York, along with DJ Bucciarelli, also in New York, who came in with Carol's Kings last year and has been in a couple of our shows over the years. It's going to be a lot of fun. I just sent out the questions today. I can't wait to see what people see. All the questions about Pacific Overtures. I hope people are excited for that.
So hold on. Jeremy was wearing the Sweeney Todd shirt earlier today, and I said, well, Jeremy, wear it tonight because, you know, we're talking about Sondheim Broadway Battles. And then Adam said, I'll wear my Roadshow shirt. And I was like, I don't know what that means. So what is Roadshow?
That's one of his latest and not maybe so greatest.
Not greatest.
I mean, I know some of his not greatest, like the Frogs or Saturday.
That's early. That's very
old,
early.
but like it was called something else, Jeremy, before it became Roadshow.
I want to say Muscle.
Muscle.
Is it about
cars?
Another great title.
Regardless, there's no questions about Roadshow this week.
No.
Unless
and to be fair, I don't really know anything about it, so I can't say it could be his greatest.
Is there a question you want to tease for Sunday, Adam?
Oh gosh, I don't know. We like to do a lot of combined movie and theater questions, and a lot of Sondheim's musicals have been made into movies, but not all. So we're asking our contestants to pitch us a movie based on one of the musicals that haven't been made into a movie yet, and who's going to star in it, and who's going to direct it, and why should we be excited to see it. I think it's going to be very musical theatery, nerdery. I think a lot of nerdery will happen on Sunday. I have a feeling.
Excited.
But I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so that's going to be this Sunday and once a month throughout our fall season. Broadway Battles, awesome. And then Jeremy, of course, you have your own show that has really been very poignant, moving, and insightful in the Koch Corner.
I'm excited. Yeah. To be able to interview a lot of community leaders and artists and art makers across the country, really, but a lot of times, drilling it down into Kalamazoo, who are dedicated to enriching the theater and creating opportunity for equity and access to all who love this art form. So, some of my previous guests have been Vaughn Washington Sr., Vaughn Washington Jr., Sid Ellis, some local luminaries, and Dwandra Lampkin was on my show as well. And I think that name is going to come into play a little bit later in this broadcast.
Awesome. Yeah, you've done some really great panels. The one with Dwandra and Foxworth, who are cast members in our production of The Christians, that one really stuck with me for several days later.
Me too.
And obviously, when you passed the mic to Dwight Trice that evening and in his panel, that was a tremendously important and essential conversation as well. And I'm looking forward to what you've got coming up next. Are you premiering tomorrow night?
Yes, I am. Tomorrow night's Koch Corner is called Ladies Who Lead, and I'm going to be interviewing Emily Duguay and Joan Harrington from Western Michigan University, and also Julie Nemitz, who is a Farmers Alley board member. And
we didn't call it Ladies Who Lunch. That would have been totally perfect in the Sondheim week.
That's the joke.
I know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, awesome. We'll look forward to that, Jeremy. Koch Corner premieres tomorrow night at 8
Tomorrow
o'clock.
night at 8 o'clock. That's right.
All right. Set a reminder right now. So those are two returning shows. Then we've got some really cool new shows coming up. And the one that I'm super excited about is hosting one of our new programs for Farmers Alley Theater at Home. As each month, we'll thoroughly dissect a beloved movie musical through lively discussion and fun topics. We'll touch on all the best scenes and songs, what holds up and what doesn't, explore casting what ifs, and get all the other inside info to adapt from stage to screen. And I'm excited to announce our very first episode will be Sunday night, October the 11th. And the movie in question features this fabulous villain here. Oh, that's Audrey too. That's right. We're going to be discussing the 1986 film starring Rick Moranis and Ellen Greene, Little Shop of Horrors, directed by Frank Oz. So if you want to do your homework, I know that Little Shop of Horrors, get it on your queue. It is streaming on HBO Max if you have that. It's also on Pluto TV, which is something free.
Pluto TV, great.
Yeah. Or you can rent it on Amazon for $2.99. But if you're like me, you have Little Shop of Horrors in your collection, and we get to talk about everything for that episode, like how the ending changed from the stage show to the movie, the test audience is there. I'm thinking about other shows that we can do in the future, movies and musicals, and I just think there's a lot of really interesting areas to mine there, and it should be a lot of fun as well.
And who's joining us for that?
Oh, we'll have special guests, and since we are doing Little Shop of Horrors, we are inviting our Seymour, and you also may have remembered him from last summer's Avenue Q, Harrison Bryan. Is coming to join us to talk about that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Lights, camera, musical. I'm excited. Yes, look at that handsome guy. Wow. And then, of course, right now we're in the middle of our other new show called What's Happening Live. And, much like tonight, we'll keep you up to date on what's happening at Farmers Alley Theater live. Do you get it? I mean, how long do we spend to think of that title, guys? Okay.
It took a long time. Well, I just want to say one of the silver linings to all this is, we always love connecting with our patrons and audience members. And this is just a really great way to connect with even more people. Perhaps people are finding us on social media or through our website, etc. And, this is a chance to expand our audience base. I mean, we've had people from across the country, and I think some people tuning in from even across the globe.
Well, you're kind of teasing for what's going to come in the second half of this little What's Happening Live, which is very exciting. But yeah, there's an interesting transition that's happening in theater as it adapts to the digital world.
That's right. So we'll be able to pop up, here and there, whether it's on a Sunday night or something like tonight, a Wednesday night, so we can get right to you, our audience, to let you know what's going on with special guests, inside information about some of our upcoming shows and productions. I know that our very first Farmers Alley Theater Online streaming production will have a What's Happening Live attached to it to get everybody informed about how to go about doing all Farmers Alley Theater Online streaming. So we're really excited to just, again, like Jeremy said, reach out to our community. And then our final new production for our last Farmers Alley Theater Home announcement, I'd like to turn it over to that program's host, who is also serving as our extremely talented producer this evening, and that is Ms. Julie Nemitz.
Hello.
Wow, look at you. Where are you?
I came up from the virtual green room.
Wonderful.
It's amazing.
We are so excited for you to join us here and about this new show. Why don't you tell our audience a little about Dinner and a Show?
Sure. You guys finally talked me into getting on screen, and I'm so excited about it. I am putting together a show that I'm calling, let me show you the Dinner and a Show logo. There it is. Woohoo! Thanks, Allie from Allegra. I am so super excited about this show. It is going to be super fun because I'm going to be talking about two of the things that I love talking about the most. One is theater, and the second one is food. So why not combine those two together? And I'm going to invite some of my friends on camera once a month. We're going to be on Thursdays once a month, and we're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about what we love. We're going to talk about the roles that people have played in town, as well as their dream roles. Now, the one thing that has been really amazing about Farmers Alley is that I've been so fortunate since I and my family moved back to Kalamazoo almost 5 years ago. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? Almost 5 years ago, I've seen all the Farmers Alley shows, and I've been able to see so many friends, new friends, old friends up on that stage. And I just want to talk to them about those roles and those shows that really meant so much to me personally, but also was a big impact in their lives as well. So we're going to do that over food, probably a couple great cocktails, and we might share a recipe or two. Who knows?
Well, when you were talking about rolls there in dinner, I thought you meant like dinner rolls. Or...
That too.
I thought you meant rolling on the ground.
I like bread. Okay.
I am a fan of carbohydrates. No.
Well, I was thinking maybe that's why Jeremy's shirt works. If you want to make some meat pies or something one night, that could be. You
have like certain theme. Are you going to have like themes? Or no?
I don't think so. Not necessarily. We're going to see what we're all into, what kind of food we feel like making, and what kind of cocktails we feel like drinking, and we'll talk about theater.
Great food leads to great conversation. So
I believe that. That's how my family raised me, and I know that's how our families all raised us. So
yes,
I know someone in this house who's a perfect guest for your show.
Dude, I wonder who that might be. and that will happen.
Awesome. Well,
Yay.
we're looking forward to dinner and a show once a month on Thursdays.
Yes.
Awesome.
See you there. More to come. Stay tuned.
yay.
Awesome. Thanks, Jules.
Well, that's all the awesome things we've got coming up for Farmers Alley Theater at Home Season 2. But what we're really excited about is sharing with you what's going to be happening with our new streaming productions on Farmers Alley Theater Online. Take a look.
Whoa.
Woo.
There's a lot to unpack there, folks. Your trailer reaction.
Awesome.
We got to rewind and go frame by frame.
Yeah, Rob, roll it again.
Trailer reaction. Oh, so we are so excited to be partnering with the platform Broadway On Demand to bring you 3 very different productions this fall. And what's so cool about a platform like Broadway On Demand is that you're not just confined to your computer or your phone or your tablet. Broadway On Demand is available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So if you have any of those services,
it's going to be, I think folks need to know this is going to be just like if you're going to watch something on Netflix, something on Hulu, etc. It's going to be on par with that.
For sure.
Like in sense of like accessibility.
Absolutely. So Adam, why don't you talk about what we've got coming up first on Farmers Alley Theater Online?
Sure. Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited to bring this production to Farmers Alley Theater, but it has already been seen at Farmers Alley Theater in January of 2018. Dewandra Nicole Lampkin, who is a associate professor of theater at Western Michigan University and a local professional actress who has been in our shows, also has a one-woman show that she has written called The Conviction of Lady Lorraine. And it has been workshopped and performed at places around the country, as well as ours in January. And it was a sold out weekend, right? It was like standing room only.
Yeah.
It's a really excellent show. And let me give you just the kind of the elevator pitch for it if you are unfamiliar. The Conviction of Lady Lorraine is set in Memphis, near the Lorraine Hotel, where Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And a writer has a brief but powerful encounter with a homeless woman named Lady Lorraine, and she finds herself transformed by this more than 20-year quest to right a social wrong. And we want audiences to share in this unique and original solo performance where one woman searches for insight and another woman's fight for justice. A chance encounter in the Deep South triggers a journey to find the truth, and one person may find it on a single street corner, keeping vigilant watch over a monument to civil rights, while another's path winds through the confusing thicket of race relations in contemporary America. The Conviction of Lady Lorraine is not just a story about this historical event dealing with the motel, but rather about Dewandra's and this writer's journey finding herself. If you saw the show at Farmers Alley, it's a really, really interesting character study. She plays multiple characters, and we thought it would be a great idea to create a teleplay of this, to film it like a PBS type special, that you would see, and make it, this is a pure theatrical experience. It's being done in Farmers Alley, but it has that teleplay aspect that you're going to, I think, really, really be drawn to. Dewandra, who wrote the show, who is starring in the show, is going to be directed by Dee Batiste and Thomas Murray, and they are professional theater directors and film directors with a company called Waltzing Mechanics out in Chicago. And we're working with them to develop this teleplay that's going to be available in Broadway on demand late October. Did I get everything in there?
I think you did. Yeah. I mean, that performance, when she did it, when Dewandra performed back in January of 2018, that was one of our most exciting weekends, because it may have been our most attended weekend in that theater space. But I'm really excited about the teleplay aspect of it, bringing in Waltzing Mechanics to sort of film this. So it's not just, a camera and a person on a stage. They're really going to work to make this a beautiful at-home experience for the viewer as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's happening more and more. I mean, this summer, I think for me was saved in some way with Hamilton on Disney Plus, just having that available, and we're seeing it more and more. Yeah, Amazon just announced the play "What the Constitution Means to Me" is coming next month on their streaming platform. So there are more shows like and especially having an original work and having this local attachment with Dewandra. And, if you haven't seen Doubt, when she was in Doubt, oh my gosh, for us and the Christians, she's a fantastic, fantastic actress. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
We're filming it in Farmers Alley. Well, I was just going to say we're filming it in Farmers Alley. So this is the closest way that we can bring Farmers Alley to our people, because we can't bring our people to Farmers Alley. And Dewandra gives such a dynamic performance. She inhabits multiple characters. She's at times funny and tragic, and all the while, this arc towards, self-realization. And it's really moving. I mean, it's quite a journey. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's a journey
that anybody can appreciate and relate to as well, on some level, and extremely timely. And we're so excited. The Conviction of Lady Lorraine is going to be available for streaming at the end of October, but tickets for that are going to go on sale on October the 12th. So you can mark that in your calendar. We'll be getting information about ticketing to you through emails and shows like this and everything on our website. So, but just remember, you can circle October 12th is when all that will be available for purchase. Jeremy, we're excited to do something in November as well, sort of a fun concert, a fundraiser production. Why don't you fill us in on that?
Well, we've thought everyone has their favorites, right? You've got your favorite show, you've got your favorite Farmers Alley production, maybe performer, song, scene, monologue. Why not let our loyal patrons, subscribers, and professional artists decide the show? So find out what songs, monologues, or scenes they chose from the theater's past 14 seasons. We're going to send out an email where people can vote for these songs, scenes, and monologues, and they'll be performed in an intimate and moving concert created especially for the theater's most devoted fans and supporters, but enjoyable by all. Hosted by the four founders, Adam, Rob, and I, and my wife, Deneen Muley-Koch. This concert celebration is a reflection of Farmers Alley's theater's passion to keep theater moving forward and our continuing need for support to keep our theater functioning during the continuing COVID-19 pandemic. So what about you, dear viewer? What's your favorite song or monologue or scene or show or performer? What song do you think I should do? Or what song should I not do? Let's put it that way. What would you absolutely not want to hear me
I'm serious, guys. And make sure that you're on StreamYard.com/Facebook. What song do you want Jeremy not to do? I mean, do.
How dare you?
I don't know, Jer. I mean, if I had a vote, I guess I do. And if you want to vote, viewer at home, make sure you go to farmersalleytheater.com and get placed in our email list because we are going to be sending out surveys to you.
This could get wait. You're sending out surveys?
I was about to give Jeremy a rare compliment from us. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm serious. I mean, I think you sounded great in Bridges of Madison County. So Any of those songs,
Thank
I'm
you.
voting for. And
We've got a
Adam,
vote already.
I would like you to do Trailer Park Christmas and grow back that Fu Manchu you had.
Yes.
I know you had
Oh,
a
well,
great.
you should have seen what I did before I shaved all this off last week. It was, yeah,
And Rob, I want you to
do that.
I want you
If
to sing
somebody's
that.
willing to donate enough, I will do whatever you want with my facial
Yes.
hair. I don't
How much
care.
are you willing to pay for Adam to grow back his Fu Manchu? Put that in the comments below. Rob,
yeah.
I want you to sing that duet from You're in Town by yourself. Well, let's
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
You know,
cool. Tumble of a Journey.
Tumble of a Journey.
Okay. So let us know what you'll want us to hear for By Request. That's a virtual fundraiser coming in November of 2020, and that'll be available through Broadway On Demand as well.
We're getting some great people involved in that. It's going to be really cool.
Absolutely.
Well, how can there not be if our audience is helping us choose?
Stay tuned for a list of artists that are going to be participating.
Yes. Last thing I want to mention is our December event, which is going to be entitled Home for the Holidays with Farmers Alley Theater and Friends. We're excited to bring a wonderful collection of classic songs, singers, musicians, readings, and other media for this community event as we bring artists together from all over West Michigan to celebrate the season like never before. From Christmas standards to new arrangements, and hey, I don't know, I may even have to throw in the Hanukkah song. The Sounds of the Season will be alive this December, once again, through our partnership with Broadway On Demand. You'll have to supply your own hot cocoa, and maybe if you need to, like, bring a picture of Becky Close so she's with you, because I don't know, like our December shows you can't do without her. But that's just going to be.
She'll have like her big thing that she cuts the cake with. Like, we'll get something with that.
Yep.
We'll have to, again, if you donate enough, we'll hand deliver cheesecakes and hot cocoa to you.
It's true.
So that's just going to be a great. Oh, well, there, Becky. Yes. Well, Becky, how many cheesecakes do you think we bought when we did Wonderettes last year?
Oh gosh, she told me, and it was some ridiculous number. I don't even want to.
200 cheesecakes. So, but Home for the Holidays, that's going to be premiering in December. So we've got 3 amazing productions for you to stream through Broadway On Demand. We've got the Conviction of Lady Lorraine in October, By Request, a virtual fundraiser in November, and our Home for the Holidays concert in December. And that is our lineup. But before we leave you tonight, we want to do every What's Happening Live, talk about a little hot topic. So we're going to take about 5 minutes here if you want to hang out with us some more. And we're going to discuss a hot topic. And our hot topic for the day is the future of American theater post-COVID.
In 5 minutes? We can solve this in 5 minutes, guys.
Buckle up, everyone.
No. There was an article, there's great articles all over the place, but there was an article in the New York Times a few weeks ago where they talked with 20 theater figures on how to sort of revolutionize theater and how we're moving forward. And there was a lot of great things on there, whether it was talking about how smaller community-focused theater needs to be getting funding. It can't just be the elite theaters. Tim Robbins was talking about how he wants theater to return with a sense of danger, like roving groups of actors performing mystery plays in the streets. But we need to have artistry and truth over elite influences. So there's a lot of, and that's just sort of a big picture, like existential view of theater, not to mention, what we're doing as far as streaming, outdoor venues that we've touched upon, experimental and political theater that's going to come out of this. Jeremy, I don't know if you want to just start here, or just join in, and what do you think is exciting about this future of American theater post-COVID?
Yeah, I think you've touched on a lot of things that I was thinking. The outdoor stuff I think is going to be super relevant, especially since, it's going to be a while before people maybe feel comfortable being in an indoor space with a lot of other people. So why not go outdoors? And that's one thing we were proud of with Three Little Birds is, being able to do it outdoors, but that also is removing those, location barriers, and we were removing financial barriers by offering it for free, and so that kind of touches on some of the things you were talking about there. And I love the idea, again, looking for the silver linings. I think that this streaming stuff, that's the technical term. for lack of a better the streaming that we're doing, the streaming content, if you will, is something that we can continue to offer. And I think that gives our patrons more choice and more flexibility, and we do have some snowbirds here in Michigan, right? And they're like, oh man, I wish we could see your winter shows. Well, now you can. Right, if we film them and and have an online content that we could email to them and they can watch from the comfort of their own home, or maybe they don't feel well or their significant other has some sort of reason that they can't come down to the theater. Now you can watch it from home. So I think that's a silver lining that we can look to.
Yeah, I think that this digital aspect is here to stay in some form. Not that it's going to replace live performing, and it's not going to replace a show that would normally come into a season, but rather I think the streaming capability is going to complement theater seasons now, right, and give exactly what you said, Jeremy, context to what is on their stages and added supplemental material to enhance their mission, their programming, their outreach, etc. It's easier than ever to do what we are doing. Rob, you read this quote. I don't know if you want to read that quote again from the Public Theater in New York, I think.
This was one of the, Oscar Eustis was the artistic director at the Public Theater. He basically mentioned it. I'll just read his quote. "We have to keep prices low and make events free, be willing to travel to where people are rather than to ask them to come to our spaces, and use our new digital capacities to reach audiences beyond our immediate geographic area. But we've also got to make theater that matters and establish our usefulness in this new world. And that doesn't just mean important and serious themes, although we need those. It also means we have to spread joy, the celebratory and communal nature of the theater, to a much larger community than those who enjoyed us pre-COVID." And I agree. It's about increasing access and affordability. And I think you'll be seeing that from not just Farmers Alley Theater, but from other theaters in the future, because in order to increase diversity in the theater, which we are all adamant about, we also need to increase the diversity in our audiences, and removing those barriers, having this content available, tiered seating, different sort of industry nights or nights where underserved communities can come to the theater for free or a discount. I think you're going to see that happening more and more often to have theater lose this sort of elite standpoint that we've seen for the last hundreds or so years or whatever, and really bring it back to that community aspect.
And goes back to the roots too. Yeah, it goes back to the roots of storytelling. I was just going to say that, the days of Shakespeare or the Greeks, where people would just gather to hear a story, and they were really part of it. If you hear the stories of how the audiences for Shakespeare were really part of it and reacting.
Theater was for the common people.
Yeah, totally. And throwing tomatoes. I'd like to see more tomatoes thrown at me going forward. I think that would be a really
By request, which show would you like
to throw a tomato?
Tomato stock is going to go up, everybody. Buy that. Of course, can't cover that all in 5 minutes, but we'd also thank you for commenting along with us, and let us know what you think. Thank you, Faye.
Thanks, Faye. Thanks to everyone for their comments. We've been looking at the comments, and we're so glad people are watching and commenting, and and Faye and Rena, I'm so glad you enjoyed
all these people. I'm so glad jealous you got to see them.
Thank you so much for staying up late with us tonight and joining us for this conversation.
That's my bedtime.
So before we close here, I just thank you again, audience members, for joining us. If you haven't already followed us on our social media platforms, don't forget to follow us. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you ever miss any of these shows, they're always on our YouTube page, archived, and on our website as well. And if you like what we do and want to donate to Farmers Alley Theater, you can feel free to give to us at farmersalleytheater.online/give. We've got some wonderful productions coming up, and artists that are going to make amazing professional theater for you, maybe in an unorthodox way, but we're really excited to bring that to you. I want to thank Julie Nemitz backstage for producing for us. I also want to remind our audience that the Koch Corner premieres tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Jeremy, who are your guests once again?
Emily Duguay and Joan Harrington from Western Michigan University, and the aforementioned Julie Nemitz.
Wonderful. And then we've got Broadway Battles happening on the 27th, Sunday night, right, Adam?
That's right. Sondheim night, baby. Bring your meat pies and, I don't know, your unmarried 35-year-olds, and we're going to have a great time.
Awesome. And then all of our other exciting stuff, like we said, the ticketing for Farmers Alley Theater Online is going to go on sale on Monday, October the 12th. So you've still got a couple weeks, and we're going to be getting more information out to you via emails. So go to our website, farmersalleytheater.com, to make sure you're on our email list, and follow us on all of our socials as well. Adam, Jeremy, everybody out there, thank you all so much for joining us.
Be safe. Vote.
Yes.
And
we'll see you at the theater.
yes.
Online or at home. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rob.